Hello everyone, welcome back to our session number 8, and today we will be discussing on aggregate functions and group by. We'll be taking some simple examples to do that, and we'll be going over that one. So aggregate functions, we have count, max, count, sum, max, min, and average. These are the aggregate functions. First, let us discuss on these aggregate functions. And if you want to apply these aggregate functions, preferably it should be of type integer. Then we'll try to discuss on group by. So with the help of aggregate functions only, we'll be taking the help of group by here. Okay, so first let us see the aggregate function sum, max, min, average, count, sum, max, min, and average. And for that, I'll be taking an example table so that it helps us to perform this exercise. As usual, I'll be doing it on City as we have done. So I've already logged into MySQL. Let me use the world database, and always I'll be showing the tables, show tables. And here I'll be starting with a very simple one, simple example. We have the city, right? Describe city. So now I want to display the number of records. I want to display the number of records. I don't want to display the data, or I don't want to display the records. So if you want to display the records, you'll be going with select star from city. I always prefer to know the number of records. So you'll when you type this, you know that you'll be getting the records on the screen, right? You'll be seeing the records on the screen. I don't want to see the records. I want to see the number of records on the screen. So if you want to see the number of records, as we know it is 4079, that is the reason I'll be taking this as an example always. So we know that there are 4079 records. But without writing the select star from, is there a way that I can do it? Yes, the answer is yes. You can take the help of select the aggregate function count. Whenever I say function, remember that it will be having a parenthesis in it from the city table. So select count star. This one, or you can specify the column name like ID. Let me execute this first. How does this help us? It will help us to know the number of records in the table. It is not displaying the actual data, it is just displaying the number of records, 4079. If I try to display the same with a specific column like ID, you'll also get the same. You'll not find much difference in both of them. You might be wondering what is the difference between count star or the count ID. So to have a clear understanding on this one, so I will be creating a table. So let me take a table. So first let me create a database. Let me see how many databases I have. Show databases. Okay, I have many. Um, Let me use, this is also a sample database. Show tables. Okay, we have huge. Oh, this is good. Describe actor. These are the columns which are present. One, two, three, four. As I mentioned, I don't want to see the records on the screen. I want to see only the record count. So select count star from actor. There are 200 records here. We have actor ID, the first name, last name, and last updated. Right. So exactly same way. Um, Let me see the film. Okay. Describe film. Let us understand the. Okay, this is too huge. We have text here, small int, decimal. This help us. We have payment and rental. Describe payment. Okay, we have payment ID, customer ID, staff ID, rental ID, amount. We have amount here. We have payment date and last update. And also we have the rent. Describe rental. Let us take an example. Rental ID, rental date, inventory ID, customer ID, return date, staff ID. We don't have amount here. We cannot be using the ID for any other one. So let me use word, describe, uh, show tables, describe city. Okay, this is good. We have population, which is int. Never use this one for any other operations. Okay. So let us go with all the things on this one, population. Okay, let me do this. Select from city and be having a parenthesis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first one will be a count. Second one will be a sum. Next one will be a max. Next one will be a min and average. So I'll put all of them with the help of the column called population. Right. Population, and let me display all of them at once. Okay. So what do we understand? Select count of population. It is 4,079, which is the same number of records what we have. That is good. When it comes to sum, we can see it is a huge number. We have a maximum, which is 105,000,000. This is the maximum one. And we have a minimum with 42. Okay. And average is this one. So to understand this better, so I'll be taking the help of a table, create database, okay, aggregate functions, use, I'll just go with a very simple table, create table, okay, create table with students, where it will have the ID, the name, the gender, and the total. Total underscore marks. ID will be of int, name will be of varchar 50, gender will be enumerator. Okay, this is also one of the data types where I want to store M, F, and O. O is for others. And marks will be of int. Okay, let's go with int, very small one. Okay. ID, name, gender, int. Okay. And I'll be inserting 8 students here. No, insert into students values. ID is 1, name, gender, and marks. Okay. Let's take it as 0 to 600 or 625. So for the first one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5. Okay. Let's have 10 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And the name will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay. And there will be 3 students with gender male, 4 students from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of one person will be others and 2 will be null. Means we don't know their gender. Okay, that is one. And there will be 2 students with 0, 2 students with 3 students with 625 out. And let us have one person with 100, one person with 550, one person with 220, one person with 250, one person. We don't know the marks because the score is withheld. So 3 students with male, 4 students with female, one is other, null and others. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, A, B, C, D, F, G. This is good. This is where we'll be working a lot. Let me create them. Select star from student. Oh, this is good. Now let us try to go with to know the number of students. Select count star from students. Okay, this is 10. Now let us apply the ID column. So we'll get 10. Now let me apply the count on gender and total marks. Okay, let me apply it on count on gender. What is the value I should be getting? If you are expecting that it should be 10, no, it will be 8. Why it will be 8? It will just count the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 nulls. So the answer is 8. So now let me apply the same thing for marks. Total underscore marks, it should be 9. So now what is count? Count is checking the number of rows with value. So when you made a count of star, it is checking the entire table's record count, which is 10. If you're trying to go with a count on a gender column, since 2 of them doesn't know the value, it is giving 8. If I try to go with total marks, there is one person where the total is still not being updated or added. So that is the reason it is giving you as 9. Okay. So count star 10, count of ID 10 because all of them have an ID. Count of gender, there are 2 people who doesn't know the value. That is the reason it is 8. Total marks it is 9. Okay. Now let us introduce even group by also here. Now the question is the team wants to know how many people belong to gender male, how many people belong to gender female and others. So you can do it with the help of simple where condition also, right? But the aggregated function is what we are trying to look now. So select count star from students. What is that we are getting? So count of star, ID, gender and so let me add all those things queries here. Count on ID, it's 10. Count on gender, it is 8. Count on total marks, as we have learned, it is 9. So now I would like to count the number of IDs where gender is equal to male. Female others, female others, and when it is null. So this is how you'll be writing is null. Since we know that there are null values, let me check on these things. We know the value, exact value is what we know. That is the reason I'll be doing this. So when I go with count star, count of, where is this count? Count of ID. Count of ID is Count of students, it is total marks 9. Count of ID. Based on gender, it is 3. We know this one. Based on gender female, the count of ID is 4. Based on gender O, which is others, it's 1. The null value, it is 2. Right? But the team wants to know based on each one of them. I cannot be displaying this. This is where we need to use group by. This is where we need to use group by. So select from group by. First, understand group by. First, understand how to write group by. So this is the order of writing. Select from. I'm not writing where. I'm writing group by. Group by should be used on the columns which you feel that they are repetitive. For example, select star from students. And here you can see we cannot apply it on name. We cannot apply it on ID because ID will always be new, unique name. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Gender and total marks are the best example to use group by. Let me put group by. First, you should write the column name on which you are grouping. So now think with a simple example. Think like I'm the principal of a college. Okay. I go and enter into a classroom. Okay. Now I want to ask students to stand up in the classroom. Okay. First, I will ask all the students who belong to gender male stand up. Then I'll ask all the students who belong to female stand up. So I'm just asking them to stand up wherever they are based on the gender column. Okay, when you write group by, always begin with this area. Okay, group by clause based on gender. This column has to be placed in the select. If you don't do this, it will be an error. So it is on students, right? So let us execute this. Let us see what is the result we'll be getting. First, aggregate functions. What are? Okay, spelling is. Okay, what did we get? So male, female, but we don't know the count of it. We don't know the count of it. This is why we need aggregate function with the help of your group by. So now I'll improvise this. I want to know the people who belong to specific gender and count the ID. Why you should count the ID? You should count the ID because it will be not empty and it will be unique. You can also count the gender also. Now what do you observe? It is the same result what we got here. Count the ID from the students where gender belongs to male. 3. Gender belongs to female is 4. Gender belongs to others, it is 1. The people who are null, it is 2. You can see the same result here. Select gender, comma, count of ID from students. So how do you begin? You have to always start from group by. Specify the column name, which should be a part of your gender. That is the select. Then you will use aggregate functions. You will use aggregate functions to get it. You're clear? So did I add 0, 0? Okay, I don't have anyone from 0 here. So I wanted to. Okay, let me update that. We'll um, we'll have some sample data there. So now, what did we learn? So based on the gender, we grouped it. After grouping, just take the same example which I explained. I'll go into the classroom. I'll first ask them to group themselves into two parts, male and female. Then I will ask them to know the number of students who belong to gender male and female. I'll just ask them to count it. Okay, that is your count gender based on ID. So all the people who come to the left hand side of gender male, they'll start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. People who belong to gender female, they start counting. This is exactly the same way this is working. First, it will group the people based on the gender M3, based on the female, it is 4. Others, it is 1, and the people who have not specified, it is 2. Now I want to know the people. So apply all the things. So I don't have specific data. So what I want to do is I want to just update this. I want to have someone as 0 in the female gender. So let's select this guy with 0. I want to update this. What I'll be doing is delete from students. I'll recreate the data and then I'll make this one is 625. I'll make this as 550 and I'll make one of the students belonging to gender female as 0. Okay. Let us create this. First, let me delete this. Let's have sample data accordingly. Okay. Select star from students. I'll delete all the data. I'll recreate it. Okay. These missed ones. 1 MMM, 4F0 and none. Okay. So now let us apply grouping with other aggregate functions together. Okay. Count should be on ID. Sum, max, min, and average. This should be applied on a column which is total marks. Don't apply it on ID because ID is unique. I want to know the sum. I know to know the max. I want to know the minimum of the one and total marks. Let's see the result. Then we'll try to analyze the data on it. So number of people who belong to gender male is 3 and the total marks what they have scored is 1175. The maximum is 625, the minimum is 0 and the average is 391. When it comes to female, there are 4 people who belongs to gender female. The total score is 1275. The maximum is 625, the minimum is 0 and the total is the average is 380. The people who belong to gender others is only one. Obviously, maximum will be the same. Total minimum will be the same and the average. Null, there are 2 people. The max is 250. The minimum is 250. Max and min and the average because I think both of them are 250 with null value. Since it is null, it is nowhere counted. That's how the things go. So you need to apply this knowledge to the remaining data. So we need to have some sample data around it so that we can work on that one. So let me see whether we have, I'll use word. Okay. Then describes city. First, if you understand data, then only probably you can use this group and aggregate function. So we have ID, name, country code, district, and population, right? So now let us have a very simple one. So if you want to apply group by, you need to select the right column. So group by can be applied on country code, the district, and also on the population. Okay, let us add population with max, min, and others. Okay. So select max from city. Very simple. Simple one. Max on population. Okay. I know the numbers are too high to confirm max, min, average, and some is too high. We cannot cross verify that one. I'm not adding group by now. I'll be adding it later. So when it comes to population, maximum is this value, the minimum is 42, and the average value is this one. The select sum from cities, this sum, right? So how do we verify this one? So the best example to go with that one is I'll go with use this one just to confirm whether it is working as expected or not before we select star from students. Let us add these values, right? With the help of a calculator. Then we can cross verify. So 550 plus 625 plus 625 plus 100 plus 550 plus 220 plus 2. Okay, it's 800. Let's see whether it is giving us the same result. Select sum of total underscore marks from students. If I've added correctly, I should be no. There is something wrong. CLC. Just a minute. Okay, perfect. Okay, it says 2920. I think I've missed it. 550. 550 plus 625 plus 625 plus 100 plus 550 plus 220 plus 250. Yeah, this is right. Right. So how many values we have? If I divided it by 9, so the average is 324. Let us see whether we have received. So what is the maximum value is 625, minimum value is 0. Let us see that. So select sum of, okay, I'll make it easy here. Select sum aggregate function, max, min, average from students. And each one of them will be going with total. You need to take some scenarios around it. And let's see. Okay. The sum looks good. The maximum is 625. We know that the minimum is 0 and the average is 324.4444. This looks good. So now, based on this, I can trust if I apply the same to population. The sum, the max, the min, and the average. Use word. I need to change the database and it is from city, right? Okay, this looks good. Now you need to start applying the same knowledge. First, group by aggregate functions, we know what it is doing, sum, max, min, and average. So now we need to apply the same knowledge on to databases. Do we have employee here? I'm not sure. Yeah. Use MySQL underscore employees. So tables describe employee. Okay. Do we have the gender? Yes, we have the gender, which is D, M, and F, right? You can see this one. So I want to know the number of employees. First, I want to know the number of employees. Select count star from employee table. So it is 3,24,000. And I want to know the number of people who belong to gender male, gender female. So you can make use of aggregate functions with select from group by. Group by gender. You have to have that column. This is very, very important point. You want to group by gender. That should be a part of your select from employee. If I execute this, you know that it will be only displaying male, female, and D. But I want to know the number of employees present there. So in that case, you'll be going with select count, and then use the aggregate function, which is unique. So employee number is unique here because it's a primary key. You need to apply it on employee number. So now you'll get to know the number of male and female employees. There are no people who belongs to gender D, means not defined or we are not aware of it. Okay, so you can see the date of hiring, date of termination, date of probation, and end. You can apply all these things, middle names and others, employee number, employee ID, date of birth. I want to see the number of people who belong to the same date of birth. How many people are there with the same date of birth? So let us apply that. Let's see the result. This is the column, date of birth. It's huge. It will be huge. You can see it's 3,24,000. And now, I want to know, this is interesting now. I want to know someone who is having the birthday. Okay, there's someone which is a birthday, but he should be the only employee in that company. He should be the only employee. Now you will be having having function. Okay. I know this will be tricky. I'll stop at this one. I don't want to overload with you. Having the count of employees, this is equal to 1. Okay, I'll explain this. You can apply aggregate function conditions. You can apply conditions on aggregated functions using having. Let us see this. We'll try to apply more. Is there anyone who is having a birthday, only one in that company? No. I want to check which is less than or equal to 3. Let's see, is there a condition that we be getting only 3 or lesser employees there? No. I'll try to apply it as 10. Means I'm trying to check, is there any employees of that particular birth date? Yeah, we have 6 employees who celebrate their birthday on this date. Who their birth date is 02/01/1952. Now the question is, what is 02 and 01? I don't know. So in that case, we'll take the help of help date. Help date, it is giving you in year, month, and date. This is the format. So people were celebrating their February 1st, 1952. There are 6 people. Now I want to know if there are people greater than 10. Let's make it as exactly 50. Okay. So number of people who are celebrating their birthday, 50 people. There are 50 employees celebrating their birthday on this date. 01/17. So it all depends on data, how you want to see and how the things having. We'll take more examples here. We'll be taking more examples here. But having is used to have aggregated conditions. Having is to use aggregated conditions where you will be having a question on where and having. Very interesting one. When to use where, which is the condition or which is the scenario you'll be using where, and when you should be using having. Having can be used only if you have group by. You cannot use having without having group by, and having can help you to write conditions on aggregated functions. Which are the aggregated functions? We have count, sum, max, min, and average. If you want to apply the conditions on this one, then you'll be taking the help of having. Having should be followed by group by. Having should be followed by group by. You need to take more tables and examples for that one. So I've taken a very simple example. The best example is to count the number of employees who belong to gender male and female. One simple example. How to use the group by with count. And don't forget the fundamentals, whichever the column you write here. And now I want to write two group bys. Okay. Which are those group bys? Gender and date of birth. Let's see the result of this one. You can have two columns also to group by. It's not easy to understand this. It's huge, but still we'll try to filter them out. It's 324 employees. It's huge. Okay. So when it comes to this one, you can see November 17th, 1962, there are 13 employees belonging to gender female. Okay. And December 20th, 1959, male, there are 32 employees. See, there are two group bys now. Male, and to specific to this birthday, there are 32 employees. Female, 1955 04 20, it is 23. And also you can apply ascending and descending order. Ascending and descending order. It all depends on these scenarios. So let me try. Order by date of birth. Syntax error. So it should be order by, it should be after this. That's the reason we'll try to take a sample example which are smaller in table. So here you can see 1965, 1965, 1965, and here you can see the dates here. Let's take an example of 1965, and then I would like to do it on date of birth. Whether you write or not, it is ascending. If you want, you have to explicitly specify the descending order. Descending order. Let's go with descending order. 1952 is the one which is higher, and 1965 is the latest one where we have six. Male 1952 February 1st, 6 employees. Female 1952 February 2nd, it is 22 employees. Male, so you can know the difference between both male and female, date of birth, and I have applied both the conditions here, right? Both the group wise. One, I applied it on gender with count. Second, I applied with the date of birth. Now I applied two group by gender with date of birth also. Gender with date of birth. Yes, you can add more, but this is more than enough for now to understand the group by and your aggregate functions. In this, I've just used count. You can also apply this for your salaries. So tables. I want to know the person who is getting the highest salary. Do we have the salary here? Yes, we have salary. We have salary group. Describe salary. This is a very big table. So always try to go with select, count, star from salary. It's very big. If I type this with select, it will take almost 30 to 40 minutes. Select star from salary. If I enter this, it will display this one. It's 2 crore 84 lakhs Now 28 lakhs 44,047. So it might take a couple of months. I want to display the second person, second highest salary, the third highest salary employee number. Second highest salary and the third highest salary. You have salary group also here, region of the employee. You can do all those stuffs. You can come up with your own examples also. Let's see. Describe salary underscore group. Let's see what is the result. First, understand the structure and then try to write the query. So select, always try to type this one. Select count star from salary underscore. So we have only 70. Select star from salary underscore group. Okay, we have group as EG1, EG2, EG3. Base salary is 2,398. The highest one is having a base salary of 6,043. Okay. And now describe salary. Select max of salary, comma, min of salary, comma, average of salary from salary table. Okay. The maximum salary the person is getting is 1,58,220. The minimum salary is 38,623. You can just, if you want, you can, after knowing this one, you can also print that in your output. I'll give a pause on this one. So I just wanted to explain you people on aggregate functions first, how this works independently, and try to apply this on the table. Count can be applied to any column, but sum, max, min, average should be applied only to the columns which are int or decimal. Int or decimal. Group by, I have given one small example based on gender and date of birth. We'll try to take more examples in the upcoming sessions. So we have still more concepts to discuss, that is especially the joins, inner queries, and probably these correlated queries we can take it later also, but we'll try to discuss on joins on Wednesday. We'll try to elaborate more on aggregate functions and group by tomorrow. So I just wanted to introduce you. Just have a watch on this video today, and if you have questions, you can come back tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. I'll give a pause on. I'll be stopping the recording.